Alright, this is a few things I would probably know how to do if I was taking the test on Friday. And one of them would be to consider a rectangle made from 30 centimeters of string. And what I would be able to do is I would be able to create a table. Oh, and I would probably be able to write an equation and have a graph for the rectangle's area using, I don't know, maybe one side of the rectangle and the length of the string and as the input and the area as the output. Right? Because if we talked about area, we'd have a length and a length and a width and a width. And we know that 2w plus 2l has to equal 30. And we know that area equals L times W. Okay. So then the area equation, we want that all in one variable, so I'd probably come back up here and I might solve for L. Let's say. Move the 2W over, divide by 2, and I get L equals 30 minus 2W divided by 2, which is 15 minus W. Replace that for L in the area equation. Get 15 minus W times W. And that gives us our new area equation. And from that, we should be able to create a table. And from that table, we should be able to create a graph. And oh look, there's the equation I already gave you. And I'd be able to say some things about restrictions on dimensions of the rectangle. For example, the length will never be greater than 15 because if it is, our string must be bigger than 30 centimeters. So that is that. Let's see, what else might I be able to do? You know, if you can do that, I would be able to work with some composite functions. Right? Where like if we put in a number like 11 and then we had 3 function machines to go through, that the output might be something like 47. Okay? And if we gave you 3 different functions that you could figure out which order to put them in. Okay. For example, if this was negative 47 and one of them was a square root, well, we would know that that's definitely not C. Okay. Because we're not going to square anything, take the square root of anything and get a negative. So I'd be able to do some composite functions. I'd be able to look at some situations and determine if they were linear or not, right? And what makes something linear is a constant rate of change. For example, a linear situation would be something like if you had $400 in your savings account and you drew out $50 every week. That would be linear because every week you're withdrawing the same amount. Okay. Something that would not be would be like if you were paid $1 the first day and $2 the next and $4 the next day and $8 and so forth and so on, that's not a constant rate of change, that's an exponential rate of change. So another example of a linear relation would be like pumping up a tire or something, and you had a hand pump. Every time you pushed that hand pump down, the same amount of air went into the tire. That would be a linear relationship. All right. Let's see. I think that's pretty good. So, if you have any questions, be sure to get a hold of me, and have a good night.